We are faced with a hard situation. It means so much having you all here today. Our close partners, media from across the world, and most importantly, all the OnePlus community members who have supported us each step of the way. I see a lot of familiar faces today here. Today is a very special day for OnePlus, and we hope it's for you too. It's the biggest launch event we've had in the US, and my first time on stage here, and my first time to present in English. Thank you. I'm very glad to be here with you all and tell you about some of the great things happening at OnePlus. We are grateful for everything that has made today possible. The US, in many ways, is one of our most important markets. When we started, our global community was already online, working with us from day one. Many of our first community members were from here in the US. Back when we founded OnePlus, our idea was very simple: to make the single best smartphone possible and sell direct online. To be honest, we were not sure how many people would be willing to buy a premium smartphone online from a new company. But the response to the OnePlus One was incredible. And in 2014, we quickly noticed that many orders were coming from Silicon Valley. Our first product had found a passionate audience with a deep understanding of tech. We were humbled to see the OnePlus One embraced by the tech community. But equally important, the OnePlus One was catching the eye of people across the US. Without your support, we would not be where we are today. And here, I would like to say thank one of our very first users in the US, Alex Nightman. Alex is actually here with us. Thanks, Alex, and the rest of our end users. Thank you, Alex, and the rest of our end users for believing in us. And OnePlus has also been fortunate in receiving so many positive reviews in the US tech press. Thank you for your suggestions for improvements. We take every comment to heart. So, as a community, we grew, experimented, and focused to enable more people experience our products offline. The first OnePlus pop-up event was launched in 2015. It was amazing. So many people came to Times Square just to see our new products. Ever since then, people have been willing to line up to be first for the latest from OnePlus. And we want to do even more. Our mission is to share the best technology with the world. And this means making ourselves more accessible. Over the past 5 years, our phones have only been available online in the US. But many people want to experience our products before buying. Many of our US community community members suggested we partner with T-Mobile. And a lot of people went to the John Legend's Twitter, asked for partnership. Since then, we have come a long way together. So today, will go down in our history as the biggest step for OnePlus to date. Now, I would like to say, officially announce that OnePlus is partnering with T-Mobile. From November 1st, the OnePlus 6T will be available in over 5,600 T-Mobile stores around the country. This is huge news and so exciting for our US community. Joining us here today from T-Mobile is their Executive Vice President of Retail, Mr. John Fryer. Thank you. Thank you, support. We can't wait to have our phones in T-Mobile stores and enable more people experience our products. T-Mobile is a pioneer in wireless network speed and innovation, and their results speak for themselves. We are also known for our speed and see this partnership as a perfect match. Looking ahead, our core focus will always remain on making great products for our community around the world, a community that demands us to never settle. Actually, I'm a product guy. My heart is in our products, and I'm enjoying the process each and every day. As OnePlus CEO and your Chief Product Officer, I'm dedicated to the pursuit of a great user experience. We always have and always will strive towards our mission to deliver you best technology. Now, I would like to invite our head of North America, your older friend, Kyle, to share more information on our journey and introduce you to the OnePlus 6T. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
All right, guys. How's everybody doing? Good? I know it's Monday, and I know we may have changed it to Monday, but how's everybody doing? Give me a little bit better. All right. So it's an honor to be here on behalf of the OnePlus team, and I'm going to start off by doing a little bit of a teaser spoiler. So for all you guys from the 5 boroughs, I got a lot of notes from people that couldn't make it here this morning, that maybe were in class or at work. Please stay tuned to the end of today, because there's some news that I know you guys are going to want to hear, so a little bit of a teaser. So, as Pete said, today is a pretty important day for us at OnePlus. And we believe it's actually a pretty important day for the industry itself. A lot of you guys have been with us from the start, and OnePlus always gets called out for doing things differently. And maybe at the start, some of it was being called out for things we were doing wrong. But now we believe what we've been doing may be different, but we believe what we're going to show you today is proof of what we've been doing and why it's been the right approach. You guys follow this industry pretty closely, and you know, global smartphone industry, end of last year, down 3%. And that's continued into this year. And maybe if you think back to when smartphones started, and think back maybe to the first device you got. That company that you bought it from may either be not doing real well, or maybe they're not even around anymore. So I think for us, being a young company, the growth we've had, that surprised us. And if you look back and remember our story, company started out less than 5 years ago, 6 people with a dream, making a great smartphone. And we believe we've been successful because we haven't really lost focus on that dream. Now, last year, we grew, and we doubled our revenue to $1.5 billion US. And the OnePlus 6, which we launched in May, was our most popular device to date, We sold over 1 million devices in a little over 3 weeks. And in this industry, which I mentioned, and you guys know is pretty tough, we've been making a healthy profit. And so I think we know it hasn't been easy for a young company to do this. If you look around the world globally, and you look at this industry, if you look at the high-end market, so that's maybe phones that sell about $400, for Android brands, we're now one of the top 5 in the world. And that's across the world, not just the United States. And if you look at maybe the band that's 400 to 600, we're actually the fastest growing brand in the world right now. Another proof point that we're really happy about is in India. So for the last 2 quarters in India, we're now the #1 premium smartphone company in India for the last 2 quarters in Q2 with a market share of over 40%. And I'm telling you guys all this because I want to stop now, because what Pete said earlier was really important, because this is one of those not us moments, it's a we moment for all you guys out here. So when I was here this morning, I was looking around the room, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces from New York City, community members who I've met over the years. A lot of you guys have met in Soho when we launched the 3. And now is when we want to stop and thank you guys here and for everybody watching around the world, because we know we couldn't have done it without you guys. Support you guys gave us. And so on behalf of the OnePlus team, for everybody, send me a note today to thank you guys, okay? Because here's the deal, right? We know we wouldn't have gotten here today because we don't do a ton of traditional marketing. A lot of the way people found out about OnePlus is because you guys have helped spread the word. You talk to family members, you talk to friends, and you explain to us why you like OnePlus, right? We know we would not have been here today if it wasn't for your guys' support. So that's really a thank you on behalf of our team to you guys. All right, so what's gotten here today is a couple different things. Probably the first one is the theme of focus, right? So focus for us means a couple different things when it comes to product. It means being only focused on making the best flagship that's possible and making one flagship at a time. We could probably easily cash in right now and start making entry-level phones to capture market share, but we're not necessarily going to do that, right? Second theme for us is probably this pursuit of perfection, right? And this is probably never settle, right? That's why a lot of you guys bought into us, and that's the approach. When it comes to like product, when it comes to design, when it comes to build quality, we're not going to compromise on that stuff, okay? If we introduce something into the market, we're going to test it, and we know for a fact the quality is going to be there. We're not going to introduce technology till it's ready. And most importantly, we're not going to put anything into the market unless the features in the product has a real user benefit that adds value. That's not going to change for us as well. So I could stay up here and keep babbling, but that's not what you guys came here today for, right? You guys came here today because you want to see our best and newest phone yet, OnePlus 6T. All right, so a lot of speculation what's inside and what's under the hood. So let's jump in and take a look. So we have this traditional OnePlus. We just put the specs up, right? And if it's from us, you can probably expect it's going to be maybe the best spec sheet that's out there. But for us, it's not about the specs, right? For us, what it's about is how we put it all together into a single product and what the actual user experience is. And that's actually what really matters, not the specs themselves, right? And so for us, the goal is really to create the fastest and smoothest smartphone. And again, that's not about numbers. It's about the user experience. And what we're really trying to do in terms of the overall product is to create a hassle-free user experience. And actually, at OnePlus, there's this word we use internally, and it's called burdenless. So not a word you use very often, right? Not a word you hear very often, but it's something that's actually pretty important to us. And the way we think about it is it's actually one of the reasons Pete started OnePlus. And so a lot of the reason those of us that like technology joined OnePlus. And maybe if you think back to when mobile phones started and smartphones started, what was the whole point, right? The whole point was to make your lives more efficient, make everything easier, right? And I think nowadays you're seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of things get put out there where stuff's unnecessary, right? Features are being put out there, the software sucks, and in the end of the day, is that really what smartphones are about? And so I think that's kind of what the philosophy for us behind burdenless is. And if we're to think about burdenless, there's probably like three things that kind of go into that experience for us. So clean, fast, intuitive. So clean, what that really means is hardware design that's minimalistic and stands up over the test of time. Something that looks great, feels great in your hand, something you're proud of. Fast, we talked about this already, and it's something we'll talk about a lot today, where it's not speed for the sake of speed, but it's efficiency in the user experience. And that's really what we really care about. And last, intuitive. The features on the device, you want them just to happen, everything just to happen naturally, and that's really the goal, and that's what we're going for. So one of the things we're most excited about today is we're bringing you a feature that really, to us, represents burdenless, okay? And so as screens have gotten better and everybody's gone to a more immersive, this industry's gone to a more immersive screen experience over the last year, one of the trade-offs was obviously loss of the home button, right? And so over the history of smartphones, that was the way a lot of people access their device, right? It was the most intuitive way to access a device. And about a year ago, across the river in Brooklyn, when a lot of you guys were with us when we introduced the 5T, we introduced a rear fingerprint sensor and a face unlock, which was fastest in the industry, right? And everybody was really happy about it. But today, we're really excited because we're advancing and announcing our newest upgrade yet, something we're calling Screen Unlock. All right, so for us, what it's about is it's technology that feels natural, right? And that's what we're trying to get to. And probably technology, it's at its best when you don't really notice it, right? And so here's something actually I don't think we've never told this story publicly, but actually on the 5T, we actually looked at this technology. And we were really excited about it, and it was cool, right? And it worked, okay? But the difference is we didn't put it on the 5T last year because it didn't match the user experience that we expect of ourselves. It didn't match the responsiveness and the speed. Worked fine, but we didn't put it on. And now we're excited because really today, with the 6T, it's ready, okay? And so we'll talk to you a little bit in terms of what's behind this technology. And it's not just some little module that sits under the screen. It's actually a pretty intricate approach in terms of hardware, software combination that's all working together. Basically, the way it works is when you press on the screen, it emits light, and the light reads your fingerprints, okay? And what's different about this technology is the bar is higher to do a fingerprint read, basically. And so I don't know if you guys look at your fingerprints very often. Hopefully nobody's been at the NYPD here in the last week and been looking at them or anything like that. But the ridges, there's minuscule little ridges, and everyone's a little bit different, right? So to get this done really, really, really right, the sensors had to be really, really accurate on this. And so we spent a lot of time and a lot of months working on this, and R&D put a lot of time and effort into doing this. And we're excited because they are able to get to the level of accuracy that we would expect of ourselves. So regardless of your fingerprints, no matter what they are, they'll be able to be read very, very easily. And so we're also proud to announce that OnePlus is actually the first company that's going to be launching a smartphone with in-display fingerprint technology in the United States. But, it's not about being first for us, right? We're proud of that, but what we're really, really proud about is that we're introducing this technology at the level of user experience that we expect of ourselves, and that's what we're actually really proud about. You know? So in OnePlus fashion, this will be the fastest in-display fingerprint sensor in the world, and we've also developed unique algorithms that basically over the last couple months, engineers have done an incredible job in terms of shaving milliseconds off this to get this as fast as you'd expect from us. So how fast? All right, so, but again, and this is not just, this is the whole time it takes in terms of when you press on the device to totally go through the entire process and unlock the device. So And it's also been developed with a self-learning algorithm. So basically over time, as you guys get a chance to play with this, it'll actually get a chance to learn your fingerprint. It'll get quicker and more responsive. So we're excited about that. So the next question for you guys that I know is going to come is secure, right? And so actually we're proud to announce that we're using the dedicated trust zone on the Qualcomm 845 to store your fingerprint sensor just on the device. And also we've tested this device with Visa, MasterCard, payment entities. We've also gone through Google's authentication payment system for Android Pie to secure it to make sure it's secure. And it's as secure as the fingerprint sensor on the 6. So it's fast and secure. So we're proud of that. So the next thing, screen, okay? Screen unlock's not the only new thing when it comes to screen on the 6T. So our approach on screen is, since the OnePlus 3, you guys may remember, is we've been going with trying to only get the best AMOLED screens. And we believe this has been the right approach, because every time we talk to you guys on a new device, the feedback we get on display is it continues to be positive. And we're seeing across the industry that more and more people are going to an AMOLED-only approach. And so I think we believe we're doing the right thing. So this is our most immersive screen yet. You can take a look right here, 6.41 inches. What else we got? 402 pixels per inch. And so we're very, very excited about this. And also, you guys probably noticed one thing about the hardware design. So obviously, it looks good, right? And so the other thing that I'll let you guys be the judge of that, right? So one other thing, though, that comes back from community and feedback from you guys is also, we believe we found the approach that gets the right kind of display calibration for everybody. So on the 6T, there'll be 5 calibration settings. So I think, and so actually, here's a good reminder, right? And this is a good reminder of community. sRGB, right? You guys remember the story on this one? When we launched 3, got feedback from you guys, and that feature came from you guys in terms of feedback. So we're pretty confident that in terms of display calibrations, we'll have an approach that's right for everybody. Back to the theme of immersive screen. So that, smaller notch. But actually, what I think is even more interesting to us is also chin got smaller, okay? And this is why this is actually interesting. So we reduced the size of the chin, but this is what we're actually most excited about. So if a lot of you guys are interested in knowledgeable at tech, you know that within the chin that's where the antenna performance lives, right? So our engineering team's actually been able to do something pretty impressive where we've actually improved performance on the antenna, performance on this, and so we're actually going to be supporting more carriers across the globe more than ever before. So 74 countries, 233 carriers across the globe. So across the globe, especially in Europe, will be compatible with more carriers, okay? Design, okay? So design is a subject that, we get asked a lot about, and what's kind of the philosophy behind design. And I think on the 6T, we're really happy with where it landed in terms of the approach, especially from an all-glass design approach that we started on the 6, and we're carrying forward to the 6T. At launch, the 6T will have 2 variants, Mirror Black and Midnight Black. Mirror Black has a ceramic finish that we got a lot of positive feedback on in terms of like a warm finish similar to some of the ceramic models we've done in the past. And the anti-glare glass in the Midnight Black has kind of a metallic finish that's understated that we've gotten really positive feedback on. So we're excited about that. But what I wanted to do is maybe take 1 minute to talk about design philosophy itself, because this is something people ask of us. And these things are important to us because I think we really fashion, and Pete really takes industrial design pretty seriously. So there's probably 3 principles for us. First one, slim and light, okay? So a lot more is going into smartphones, right? A lot more is being packed into them. But for us, we're trying to design a profile and device that feels great, looks great in the hand, and stays slim. Because we've gotten feedback from you guys that matters, right? How a device feels in your hand, how heavy it is, it actually matters, and it matters in terms of how you think about the device. And despite the fact that there's more and more technology, we've always tried to launch flagships that have the slimmest and lightest design profile. Second is when it comes to like round, the edges on a device, there's probably a couple different philosophies that maybe different companies use. One is maybe a soft or rounded approach, and maybe you can think of some devices that are like super hard angular edges, right? So for us, we're just trying to get to the best design. And that can borrow from either, and so for us, we're not going to adhere to any particular philosophy. We're just trying to get to the best design overall possible. And then third, which I think we're most proud of, is materials, okay? So no matter what smartphone you have right now, they're made out of the same thing, right? Plastic, aluminum, and glass. And so for us, what it's really about is the attention to detail and what you do with the materials. So if you think back to OnePlus 1, got a lot of good feedback in terms of what we did there from a design material perspective. Sandstone, the silk white, really positive feedback. But you also remember back to that time period, what else was happening in that industry, right? One thing that was happening in that time period is what we heard from you guys was most of the phones out there were also made with plastic, but plasticky crap, right? And that's what we heard from you guys, right? So it's about what you do with the material that matters in terms of the finish. So in terms of what we've done with the 6 and the 16, in terms of all glass finish, we've done a very different approach in terms of what we actually do with the material and how we finish, and that's the attention to detail, and that's what really matters to us. So we're proud in terms of where we've landed on the 60 with design. All right, camera. So this is probably the one area I think you guys are probably pretty curious to hear about, okay? So OnePlus fashion, let's do the specs first, and then let's talk about what really matters. So the hardware on the 6T, similar to what we had in the 6, okay? And we got, in the end of the day, the feedback on the 6 was very positive. But for us, it's about what the overall user experience is on the camera, okay? So feedback was really positive on the 6. But again, what it comes down to for us sometimes is feedback and never settle, right? And what you can do better. So let me start by showing some photos taken. And then I'll tell you where we went with this. So not bad, okay? Pretty good, actually, okay? But there was one piece of feedback that you guys gave us, okay, from the 6. And what that was low light, right? Night photography, and you told us we could do better in that area, okay? So when we got that feedback this year, we've been thinking about what low light in night photography, what that means, right? So everybody knows you want to take better pictures at night, but what does that mean and how do we get there? So when we thought about it, we basically came up with kind of a simple approach. And what we were trying to get to is basically get to a device and an experience that would allow you to easily and quickly take the best photos at night possible with a quick tap. And a lot of our users live in cities, wanted to capture great city nightscapes in a way that could be done really, really easily. And so that was our goal, okay? So what we first did was we invited a bunch of professional photographers to try out the 6 and take photos in low light. And I'll show you some examples of those right now. All right, so these are decent, okay? And pretty good. So what it basically told us was, with the 6, you could take great low light night photos, but to be transparent, like they're probably working with the settings a bit, and I'll be super honest. I'm going to confess something to you guys today that I've never told anybody else on the team. Like, you know, in pro mode, I actually don't know how to do everything perfectly, and anybody else there with me? Don't be afraid, raise your hand. All right, so I've never told anybody that before, but I'll admit it now, all right? So we want you guys to be able to, the whole point is to be able to take photos and not necessarily have to work all the settings potentially to create photo at night. So what our team's been working on is, over the last 6 months, is something we're going to call Nightscape, okay? And basically, Nightscape involves 2 major improvements. The first one is an HDR algorithm where basically we self-developed and we're really proud of. And basically, camera team took this from a scientific approach perspective, and they wanted to develop a way that would enhance the quality of low light photos taken in dim light. And that's what they've been working on for the last 6 months, and it basically involves 3 things: detail optimization, multi-frame stabilization, and noise reduction. Second thing is that it gets back to the ease theme I talked about earlier. So with most cameras, if you're trying to take a low light photograph, it's probably going to take maybe up to 5 seconds to capture the photo. With night mode, different. Should only take 2 seconds to capture that photo. And the reason that matters is basically in a handheld situation, you want to be able to get the photo and get the moment. And so simply put, night mode allows you to capture that in just 2 seconds, okay? And so here, I'll show you some photo examples taken with Nightscape. And this is where you can really tell city landscapes come together really great. All right, so A lot of you guys are great, and you upgrade every single time to a new device. But I know a lot of you guys have the 6, and you're probably like, "Should I have waited?" But what's important to note is Nightscape is. I think of this as something that represents community, right? It's feedback from you guys. It's going into product, and that's important. And so we're excited to announce today that Nightscape's going to be coming to the OnePlus 6, starting later this week. All right. And because I think Nightscape for us represents a really great example of community and product team working together, we're also going to start a new photography program on the community called Shot on OnePlus Nightscape. We're basically inviting you guys to visit the community later this week, share the photos, rep your city, rep the 5 boroughs for you guys here, rep the cities that you guys are from across the world. Pete's been on there. He's posted some Shenzhen ones. I think you guys can beat him. He's pretty good, but I think you guys can get him. So we're excited. So thank you for the support on Nightscape again, because we think it represents the best elements of OnePlus in terms of community and the product team working together. Second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today in terms of photography is portraits. Okay, so this is something where we've gotten feedback from you guys, and portrait photography seems to matter more and more to our users. So we've been lucky because we actually have a partner that's been working with us the last couple of years that's been giving us advice on this. As portrait photography has become more and more important. Now his work extends beyond photography, and it lives at kind of the intersection of art, technology, and photography. But he's actually best known for his portrait work in terms of capturing some of the most famous faces in the world with a distinct kind of artistic approach. And so on the 6T, we deepened our relationship with him, and he's helped us develop something that's new, which we're excited to announce today, something we're calling studio lighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage OnePlus Innovation Director, Kevin Abosh.
Hi, everyone. So many faces. I love faces. The smartphone has the ability to empower people in deep and rather meaningful ways. It's not just a device for communication and entertainment. It's a powerful tool capable of creating meaningful content and even distributing it to an audience across the globe. And to be able to work with a company like OnePlus on refining the smartphone and innovating to bring even more power to the individual is a rather exciting process, to say the least. The camera, of course, is what I get the most excited about. Photography for me is so much more than just a way to document a scene or capture a moment. It's a means to deepen our understanding of the human experience. Everyone's approach to photography is different. I'd say I'm a reductionist. I tend to prefer single light sources and the shadows that they throw. I like compositions that move my attention to focus on something in particular. I like emotionally charged colors, and most of all, I'd say I like images that resonate with honesty. Well, every photograph is the result of capturing the light reflected from a subject. The light that illuminates, say, a landscape or a human portrait, it's either already present, it's been augmented, it's been added to and or modulated by someone or something before it actually reaches the subject. And these variables directly and profoundly affect the aesthetic quality of an image. How the 6T interprets this reflected light and then translates it into a photographic image is the result of a remarkable effort from a technical team working together to leverage technology to create a camera with impressive image quality and, dare I say, even the soul of an artist. Few things are as engaging as the human face, and photography allows us to view it in an entirely different way than we do in life. Our eyes are constantly moving across a face in 3 dimensions, refocusing all the time to adjust for changes in depth. But when we view a face, say, on a screen or in a physical print, it's a different experience. We're looking at it only in 2 dimensions. You can see the entire face at the same time in 2 dimensions. It's a very different experience. We have the opportunity to illuminate facial features or even hide them. When a shadow falls across a cheek, for example, our brain gleans data about the area outside of the shadows even that speak to depth and texture and shape. This brings us to studio lighting, which is the reason I'm here. Studio lighting is an exciting feature that I've worked with the OnePlus team to develop for the 6T. When the OnePlus system detects a human face while in portrait mode, studio lighting gently accentuates and attenuates the luminosity of certain facial features, and I think it yields a result that everybody here is really going to appreciate when taking portraits. One of the best parts of this gig is that I get access to devices long before they hit the street. Just last week, I invited a few friends over to shoot some quick portraits with the 6T. I hope you agree, especially after using the device, that mobile photography has seriously just leveled up. I used to look at images shot on my phone and think that, oh, I wish I had my DSLR with me. Now I'm more likely, when I have a 6T in my pocket, to say, you know, why am I carrying around this heavy DSLR? A few lucky members of the OnePlus community had early access to the 6T, and these are some of the photos that they've shared with us. Over the next few weeks, I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more, the fruits of creativity being shared by 6T photographers all over the world. And thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. For sure. All right. Next subject, performance, okay? So this is what we're known for, right? You guys know us and come to expect, that we take performance on devices very seriously, okay? And we've always tended to deliver the best hardware on our devices. But as a young, small company, we could not be doing this without some very powerful friends and allies. Now, if you remember back to the OnePlus One, we started with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 series, and having the best platforms is an absolute necessity, right? Here's something you guys may actually not know. Before a new 800 series comes out, we get a chance to work with it first. And we actually have a dedicated team of engineers that work directly with Qualcomm's engineers to develop the technology before it comes to market. So today, I'm actually very honored on behalf of the OnePlus team to have a special guest here with us today to talk a little bit more about the partnership between Qualcomm and OnePlus. We're lucky enough to have today the president of Qualcomm, Mr. Cristiano Amon, here today to talk a little bit more about the partnership between Qualcomm and OnePlus. Thanks, Cristiano.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Such a great pleasure to be here. By the way, this picture Kevin took with his smartphone. And you can see the picture working. We're very, very happy and proud of this partnership. And on behalf of Qualcomm, we really would like to congratulate OnePlus on its success. This has been a great partnership, and we're very thankful for the support of Qualcomm. This partnership has been founded on our mutual commitment to deliver exceptional mobile experience to consumers. And by focusing on mobile experience first and having a partnership with a company that can actually get what we do in our products and bring to consumers, that's what makes this partnership so special. And the OnePlus strategy to really focus on flagship smartphones is really what set OnePlus apart from the competition. It's not, a coincidence that OnePlus has become a highly admired global brand for smartphones in less than 5 years. It's a truly remarkable achievement. And we really appreciate OnePlus' recognition of a leading Snapdragon 800 platform as the choice for its smartphones. And working with Snapdragon 845 is the ability to have a processor, a mobile processor that will deliver what OnePlus customers want. At Qualcomm, we're a company that invent breakthrough technologies that transform how the world connects, computes, and communicates. For the 30 years of our history, Our inventions and collaborations with great partners have driven the evolution of mobile from digitizing mobile communications to connecting the phone to the internet. And the OnePlus 6T, powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, is just a great example of this collaboration and how we can move the industry forward. The Snapdragon 845 chipset is the mobile platform that really sets the bar for premium tier performance, fully immersive experience in artificial intelligence, besides fast connections to the internet. And the leading performance of Snapdragon 845 will enable OnePlus to deliver amazing user experiences. 30% faster graphics than the predecessor. The leading image quality, and more important, beyond gigabit speed connectivity. And I'm looking forward to see that device on the fast T-Mobile network that actually can take advantage of the gigabit performance of Snapdragon 845. We're very proud to be here today, and we actually have some team members here on the Qualcomm side. Can I ask show of hands to the Qualcomm team? All right. We also have, the OnePlus fan base really understand technology and make us Qualcomm very happy, being a tech-savvy team. And we also have a product manager for the Snapdragon 845 here with us, John Curley. Can I ask John to stand up? If you have questions, and please ask very detailed questions of John. Please talk to him. Come say hello to John, after the event. But beyond 845, Qualcomm works very closely to OnePlus to build trust relationships with many of the industry partners and leaders. And we have to congratulate OnePlus on announcing this partnership with T-Mobile. OnePlus team worked very hard to make this happen, and the Qualcomm team is actually very pleased and honored to have played a supporting role. This is a great relationship, and we're very excited about everything that OnePlus is doing with our products. But there's more. OnePlus and Qualcomm will continue to collaborate in technology. And we are now at the transition, one of the biggest changes in the wireless industry, which is the transition to 5G, the next generation of wireless technologies. It will transform the mobile industry unlike any other transition. And we're very happy that our efforts with OnePlus will include 5G smartphones in the very near future. Once again, congratulations to the OnePlus team. Congratulations to Pete. Thank you for the great partnership. And we have a lot, coming of this partnership in the future. And of course, 5G, as early as 2019. 5G is going to come. It's going to come in 2018, and we're very happy with this partnership. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cristiano. All right, so we're obviously looking forward to the future as well. And so we're excited about 5G. And a lot of you guys may not know that this is starting to become an important topic, but the road to this started a couple years ago for us in Qualcomm, actually 2 years ago. And a couple things you may not know. Actually, earlier this year, we tested a call in 5G. And some of you may have seen online that last week we were actually the first to send a tweet in 5G. So we're excited to be getting ready to launch a device next year in 5G. All right, so sticking on the subject of performance, gaming. Gaming's a big topic this year, right? And it's a question you guys ask a lot of us. And so one of the questions is, you're going to make a gaming phone. And so I think we think about it differently. For us, what it's about is performance. And we believe if we make a device that has the best user experience and performance, that will deliver the best gaming experience. For the 6T, let me give you an example. NBA 2K. All right, season just started. Braun, the Lakers, I'm not sure, maybe we'll see. And Knicks, definitely not. But all right, here we go, all right? Frame rate over time, okay? And frame rate over 5 hours continuously, you can't have a drop if you want performance, right? That's important. And something new on the 6T we're introducing is something we're calling Smart Boost, okay? And we're excited about this because it's really one of the examples of OnePlus hardware and software working together in a way to bring stronger performance. And to sum it up, it is a bit technical, but you guys will probably get this, is it's basically, you guys know RAM reads faster than ROM, right? So basically what we're doing is we're using RAM for ROM, okay? So to think about the most intense applications and gaming applications, that's what this is geared to, basically. So, and where we're seeing this is we're starting to test it is, I'll give you an example. So mobile PUBG decreases the load time in over 8 seconds. It takes load time down 8 seconds. And we're seeing similar performance across other really intensive gaming applications as well. So example of hardware and software working together. Performance, another subject for us has been charging in battery, right? And so I think for us, from a performance standpoint, we've always felt very good about our charging technology, and that doesn't change. And we believe we deliver the best user experience in terms of charging. But have some news today on battery. So on the 6T, we'll be introducing a battery that's 3,700 milliamps. And so 23% better battery life. And you guys know when you ask us about this, is something we take really seriously, and we test it from a quality standpoint to make sure it delivers the performance we talk about. All right, so software, that's the other side of the performance story. And for us, we believe software matters a lot. So I'll give you a little preview of software on the 6T. Airplane mode. Just like in real life, the plane takes off, and it lands. So I'll be honest with you, the team asked me to come up with a joke for this, and I didn't come up with a good joke in time for the keynote. But it's attention to detail, right? So it's the little attention to detail within software that matters to our team. But in all seriousness, software is actually the area that I think you guys know we take really, really seriously, all right? And so for you, when we promise a fast and smooth experience, it means taking the hardware that's top, that you guys just heard about, and combining it with what we believe is the best approach in software in the industry now, okay? Software matters, software experience matters, right? And when we started, this is a weakness, right? You guys can think back to the OnePlus 2 times when we were developing the team to do this. And now we believe this is a strength. And it's shown to be a strength, and it's being recognized as a strength. Also, what matters? Failure rate. When you compare these and you look at the reports in terms of who's having failure, stability in your operating system really matters, right? I don't need to tell you guys this, right? And so we put a lot of effort into stabilizing our software system.
Over the last few months, I've ping-ponged back and forth between my Pixel 2 XL and OnePlus 6. And, 3 weeks here, a month there, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, just back and forth. But lately I've landed on, and my SIM card is in right now, the OnePlus 6. But the tilt that keeps sending me over from Pixel back to OnePlus 6 is performance. That's been the difference. The OnePlus 6 is way snappier and quicker feeling because of the animations holding their frame rates. The transitions and movements are all smoother and drop less frames. Like, I can tell that for certain with my eye just looking at it. And it's significant enough to the point where I notice it between the two, and it does bother me.
All right, so what we're proud of is that more and more people are choosing OnePlus because of software, right? And I think we believe in this industry, people are starting to realize that you can't compromise on the software side to this. So as more people realize this is not news to us today, it's what we've been focused on for the last 3 years. And so while a lot of companies maybe spend a lot of their time developing features that are different for the sake of being different, for marketing purposes, we're focused on the core user experience, smoothness, stability. And so actually, at OnePlus, we actually have a team that's solely dedicated to this, and a team that is labeled FSC. And so basically, within our software team, we have a dedicated group that's focused on this experience itself. And over the last 3 years, they've been dedicating themselves to achieve one simple goal.
In 2015, OnePlus established the OS development team because we realized that the only perfect integration of software and hardware can bring our users the best experiences. Fast and smooth has long been our goal. So at Pete's request, the FSE team was founded. Now, let's hear their story.
My name is Omega Xu. I'm head of software department.
I'm Gary, head of software product operations.
My name is Shimon, and I lead the Indian product team at OnePlus.
我叫刘慧胜，在软件的系统组做性能跟功耗相关的。
My name is Eldis, and I'm the technical leader of Android framework team.
我叫周峰，我在一家负责系统跟宽稳省的基础体验的优化。
FSC team is fast, stable, efficient project team. I think this is like a backbone of Oxygen OS.
I think that is very easy to make a thing is good, but it's very, very hard to make it perfect. Over the last 3 years, we have improved the fundamental experience that have been ignored by most of people.
We care about the detail because most of the user can feel the difference.
我把这个产品做精做细，从14年到现在，我觉得一直在惯行这个理念。
We are doing millisecond by millisecond improvement, or frame by frame, or even milliampere by milliampere.
为了提升屏幕响应2-3毫秒的优化，就跟我们 TV 的供应商做了很多的这种联调，我们来来回回应该调了可能几百次，供应商觉得我们疯了。
I can work with our CEO Pete. Pete is a person who very focused on detail.
Yeah, he really likes to be there on every stage of development. If I would have to use one word to describe OnePlus, I would say community.
We have a regular meeting face-to-face to communicate with users.
We are providing something that our community not only wants to use, but create with us.
The journey hasn't always been easy, but when we see how satisfied our users are with Oxygen OS, we know every sacrifice was worth it.
We understand our direction. We have plenty of good ideas. We have a lot of passion to develop them.
We want to tell the user that we work hard to make better and better product.
All right, so shout out to FSC team, because I mean, a lot of you guys that spend time on the forums, those are a lot of names that are familiar, right? Guys that you guys have talked to directly. And the question a lot of people ask us is, all right, we're not a big company. How are we actually doing a better approach on mobile software than the biggest companies in the world? And it's because of focus, and a lot of it's because of this team. Shout out to Omega, too. He's actually my roommate when I'm back in Shenzhen, so I haven't seen him on this launch, but I'll see him in a couple of weeks. So something that they've been working on that we're excited to introduce to you guys today is something we're calling Full Screen Gesture 2.0, and this is something the team's been working on. So we've spent a decent amount of time with Android P already, and it's pretty easy to work with, right? But the FSC team has spent a lot of time getting down, tweaking, optimizing every single gesture to make it faster and optimize it, to make it absolutely as smooth as possible. So we're pretty excited about this because we believe Full Screen Gesture 2.0 is going to be the best, smoothest, fastest gesture experience there is. So we're excited for you guys to get a chance to try it because it's something we're really, really, really proud of. A couple additional things that you'll see is Google Assistant. So small little things we pay attention to. Quick tap of the power button, boom, say it, Google Assistant comes on. So it's about the small things, right? Things that happen really easily. And overall, I won't go through them all today, but the team has actually done over 500 optimizations, targeted, really focused optimizations on Oxygen 9.0 that you'll be working on that basically tries to get the user experience down to the experience that we expect, fast and smooth, every detail optimized. And it can be small things, right? But that's the attention to detail that the team really puts the focus on. So, attention to detail. It even extends to accessories, right? And this is always an area that's really popular and people want to know about, so I'll give you guys a quick update in terms of what's new on accessories. First, OnePlus Bullets Type-C. So we've added a Type-C connector, and we've also put a high-end professional DAC from Cirrus Logic built into the Type-C. So having a professional headphone amp should increase and really improve the sound quality on these. Second, Bullets Wireless. This has actually become one of the most popular products this year when we launched it earlier in May, that we've gotten very, very, very strong response on. One thing we're going to be excited to be announcing is a second color. So red, 5th anniversary edition, which we'll be launching shortly to go with the black. And the response we've gotten on wireless bullets has been really, really, really good. Small attention to detail, right? Magnetic approach where you just Put them back, music pauses and starts based on the magnetic property. Also quick charging, 10 minutes, 5 hours of charge. So we've gotten a really positive response to wireless bullets. Third one, everybody loves backpack. It's the symbol of the OnePlus community, right? So we've actually made a change to the backpack, and we've revamped the design, and we're calling it the OnePlus Explorer Backpack. And so we've actually developed a couple cool features that go with this. We work with an award-winning German design company that's developed a one-hand locking mechanism that basically very quickly, simply locks it and unlocks it. It's made of a tear-resistant fabric, water-resistant fabric, and it comes in two colors, Morandi green and slate black. But that's actually not the most fun thing about backpacks. So, you know, this has been a symbol of community, right? You look around the tech world and you see somebody else with a OnePlus backpack, it's kind of like, you know, the secret signal, right? So we're doing something new with this, and we're gonna bring backpacks and sell them to people in a little different way. You're gonna have a invite to buy it. So invite code is coming back. Simply as a way where we want to give community an access to it first. And we're excited enough about the backpack that everybody that attends here today will send you one complimentary before the holidays. We're working on them right now. All right. All right. So you guys let us know what you think. Cases, 7 cases for 6T, including the 3D nylon case, which was really popular on the 6. So again, with all the accessories, you guys always tell us we put in the same attention to detail that we put into our products. And everybody's always curious, price of accessories. So we'll do it real quick. Bullets wireless stays at $69. We've gotten very good feedback on those. Type-C, $19.95. And the backpack will retail at $99 with an invitation code, but you guys will be getting it free. All right, we're getting to the end here. So the big stuff, okay? Told you guys to hang on till the end, okay? So the 6T, I can say with total honesty, this is the most excited we have been about a device yet, okay? And I'm gonna go through 3 pieces of information that I think are gonna get bigger. Each piece of these information is gonna get bigger and bigger, okay? First, you saw online that we announced we were having an offline pop-up at 5 o'clock today. I had to wait today to tell you some of the details. So at 5 o'clock today, in Times Square, we're going back to where things started, and T-Mobile will be hosting a launch event at T-Mobile, where this will be the first place in the world you can get the 6T at 5 o'clock. So we're headed up there right after this. Hope you join me. We got a lot of fun surprises. Special giveaway for the first 200 OnePlus users that get a 6T at T-Mobile. Something very special guests. So we're headed up there right after this. Swipes on me if you want to come with me. So, all right. That's the first one, all right? Now, the second question you guys are all wondering is, all right, we put some new technology into this, right? Everybody's always wants to know price, right? So we you know, cost of materials goes up, right, guys? And, you know, it takes work, right? But let's cut to the chase. So, all right. So one news is we've upgraded the base model from a 6, the base model will now be a 6 gig 128 storage option, and this is the price of the other versions, okay? All right, but that's not the biggest news, okay? That's not the biggest news, all right? So T-Mobile has done something pretty incredible to support this launch, okay? And they put together a very, very special offer to support the launch of the 6T, okay? So T-Mobile is going to be offering a half-off offer at the start of launch with trade-in and EIP. And this is the first, something that you guys have always asked for us that we've never delivered, is the opportunity to trade in a device and finance it. And T-Mobile's gonna do it for you guys, okay? All right? All right. So here's the program. Trade in any one of the eligible devices under a qualifying EIP offer, and they will put $300 towards the cost of the 6T. And if you look over there, every OnePlus historical device is eligible. So I still have my OnePlus One, but so I want to stop again and thank the T-Mobile team for the partnership and support of this launch. We could not be more excited about it, okay? All right, across the world, global pop-ups start this week. So visit OnePlus.com to learn more. And most important for you guys here in the States and in Europe, launch will start later this week, November 1st, 9 a.m. T-Mobile exclusively, and at OnePlus.com. All right, so for those of you guys in New York that could not make it here this morning, that couldn't get out of school, couldn't get out of work, look forward to seeing you guys up at Times Square a little bit later today. Please come join us. Hope all you guys can make it. And I want to thank you guys for your support. All right, so that never settles. So for those of you guys that are here in person today, it's time to get ready. Let's get on to it. So it's time to take the 6T for a test drive. Why don't we turn around? Thanks, guys. Check out the 16. We'll see you at Times Square at 5 o'clock today. Thanks, everybody.